What's up, ladies and gentlemen? NoZoupForYou here, and today we have a review of the Tier 9 Dutch destroyer Friesland. This destroyer spent over 20 years performing anti-submarine warfare duties, starting in 1956 and ending in 1979. She is very much a Cold War era ship. First, let's look at some base stats. Friesland has 17,600 hit points and carries 4 120mm 50 Bofors guns in a 2x2 format. Yes, you're limited by only 4 guns, but you have a base reload of 1.8 seconds, and you can get much lower than that. Your starting firing range is a generous 12.35 kilometers, which once again can be boosted. The AA on the Friesland is atypical for a destroyer. Your main guns double as AA guns, and in addition to your Bofors main guns, you have 6 40mm Bofors as well. It goes without saying that Bofors are AA beasts, and you have a lot. Max speed on the Friesland is 36 knots with a turning radius of 620 meters and a rudder shift of 4 seconds. Base detectability is 8.18 kilometers. Taking the slot 6 main battery reload, mod 3 decreases your gun reload even more. You'll for sure want to take AA guns mod 1 in the 3 slot, along with slot 5 concealment to combat your somewhat high base concealment. For consumables, you have 4 slots in which you can take smoke generator, defensive fire, and hydro. So let's get to the actual meat and review Friesland. Offensively, the Friesland is a DPM beast. Though she might only have 4 guns, they are 4 very scary guns. At Tier 9, she has the highest DPM of any destroyer. When you throw her in Tier 10, she is only bested by the Daring and Haragumo. Theoretically, she should be able to hold her own against almost any other destroyer. There's a wild card here though. You don't have torpedoes. None. First destroyer in the game that doesn't have any. That hurts your offensive capabilities. It hurts it against larger ships, and it hurts it against destroyers that can use them as a means to disrupt dagger fights. As such, I can't give the Friesland more than a 7. Her guns are great, but she's lacking half her arsenal. That hurts any destroyer. Defensively, the Friesland has another component that allows her to shine. Her AA is top notch for a destroyer. She handles better than most cruisers in taking down aircraft. This combined with her smoke and hydro makes her great at sitting, hiding, and shooting down planes. She can also protect the team and hunt destroyers. Unfortunately, you see how often we get carriers in the game at this point. Games without carriers eliminates one of the Friesland's key features. Perhaps this will change when submarines get in the game, as that was her purpose. Defensively, Friesland gets an 8. Stellar AA when you can use it. Maneuverability on the Friesland is solid. She isn't the fastest, but she has good, solid, and relatively tight turning with decent rudder shift. Despite this, she is outmaneuvered by some ships of the same max speed like Benham, which has even faster turning and rudder shift. Still, it's good enough to give her a solid 8. Competitive. Unless carriers come back to ranked and are introduced into clan battles, I just don't see the Friesland being a huge draw. Hoping to get a carrier in a game isn't a good strategy. And while she has great DPM and her hydro makes her good at hunting other destroyers, I don't see many players willing to give up torpedoes in totality for increased gun DPM. Some may disagree, but I think she's a bust in the competitive department and she only gets a 5. Fun factor. Oh boy, this is a tough one. Yes, you can have lots of fun in this ship. The Friesland isn't a one-trick pony, but she's so good at AA you'll want to build her to maximize that. You can't guarantee you'll have a CV in a given round, which hurts her purpose. She has great DPM and can blast other DDs and hold her own against larger ships, but without torpedoes, she loses a first strike option. For fun factor, I'm gonna have to give the Friesland a 6. When she's fun, she's very fun. When she's not, she's definitely not. That gives the Friesland an overall score of 6.8 out of 10. I'll be generous though and bump that up to a 7. So what's my take? I almost feel bad giving Friesland a 7, because in many ways I feel she's so much better than that. Under the right conditions, she's a great ship. Unfortunately, those right conditions don't always happen, and I think that might be frustrating for the casual crowd. Overall, I think this ship has a higher skill ceiling than a ship like Benham, because you are indeed lacking torps, and it'll take a player well versed in gun battles to get the most out of her. This ship won't be for everyone. but the crowd this ship caters to will enjoy her and do very well in her. So there you have it, the Friesland, AA goddess in a world with less CVs, DPM master that has no torps. It's an odd ship, but I like that because it's different. Tell me what you think of the Friesland, and in the future, you might be able to win one. So stay tuned for that. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Zoop out.